Shalom.
Shalom.
Good to see each and every one of these here. May God continually bless us. May we be established in His will. To see to it that we are. That is your part of your salvation. And if you're not willing to do that, you won't get it.
Amen.
See, He made things real easy for us, yet still we got to show some initiative in order to do those things. I want to take this time to welcome in all our listeners, those that's in Israel, those that's in Canada, the Philippines, Sierra Leone, and also where you may be picking us up on the internet. Enter our house, where our motto is, come one, come all. Let us build our future upon the foundation of peace and love. Shalom ve'ahava. And when we learn as a human race, as just mankind as a whole, to live by these two principles, then are we ready? And we can see from the actions of what's going on now, we ain't there yet. Coming into places where they know that you ain't, it's soft places and everything there, and shooting up and doing all those things. We ain't ready to be for God's kingdom.
That's right.
And therefore, that's why a lot of folks is not gonna make it.
That's right.
I don't know what in the world these folks will be thinking about to go in and just shoot up someplace,
Okay.
But these are the terrible things that the Mashiach told us and warned us that's coming up on the earth. And so we better have that added protection. See? And I'm not talking about that added protection of what we can do. I'm talking about that added protection that our Mashiach can do for us, our God.
Amen.
Plus that. Don't get that wrong now. I'm not saying that we don't have to have that either, but plus that. If we just count on just one, that ain't good enough in these days. See? But as I said before, we don't have to be a soft place, as they say. They like to go to places that they class as soft. So we don't have to be a soft place. And unless you tell people that it better be off, So they don't know where it's coming from. But we're not going to be a soft place. And certainly with our Mashiach, with our God, our Father, He knows exactly what to do and take care of those things ahead of time. All right, Israel, let's get our tally talks. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitzini b'mitzvotav b'tzivaynu la'achit l'tif b'azizi. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, that sanctified us by the commandments and commanded us concerning wrapping ourselves in zizis. As the rest of the thing, you should be near a songbook at this particular time or a piece of paper that have page 350 on it. Women are 19 and up, men are 19 and up, youth is 12 to 18, and all is all who can read. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yah. Women,
Calm my spirit, Yah. Stop the churning inside of me, caused by the rush of getting everyone fed and here on time. Why am I confusion, Yah? In all the tension of getting here, I know I made the effort because I really do need you. Yah, speak to me in the quietness.
In his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. Men, I am thankful, Yah, for what we have. But this week has been so hectic, and it seems that no matter how hard I work and how well I plan, there is always something I didn't plan on, and there isn't enough time to go around. Forgive me, Yah, for letting worry get in the way of my gratitude. You're good to us, Yah. We do have so much to praise you for. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all land. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Youth, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He made me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. All. Restore my soul, O Yah, and renew my spirit within me. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which you have broken may rejoice. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your free spirit. Hallelujah!
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 Now I ask you to turn to face the Holy City in this direction here for our opening to fill, our opening prayer, the Kohen Baraka, and the Shema. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Bless you, Lord, I got King and ruler of the universe. Father, we come here today. Thank you for your help and strength. Thank you for each and every one that is here. Thank you for those who have the right mind and all to be here, and you have allowed them to come. We ask also for mercy and healing for those who have the mind to be here, but was not able to make it. And therefore, we look unto you for our healing. You know you're the great healer, and we look unto you for it. Whether it is spiritual healing or physical healing, or whether we're in need of both physical and spiritual healing. We know nothing is impossible with you. Therefore, we look unto you for those things. We also thank you for sending your son.
Thank you.
For the fact that he did not faint, he
Thank
gave up on
you.
us, but went all the way.
All the way.
Into the shedding of his blood, that we may have an opportunity to enter into the glorious promises and plans that you have for those that love you and keep your commandments.
Yes.
We also pray for the sick, pray for those who are sick among us. We ask that you would, that's on the doctor's list, and they are waiting, and we ask that you would have good reports for them, and not only that, but that a solution will be brought about, and you will lead and guide in those things as well. That you have blessed doctors and those things to come up with these solutions, and we just ask that you would bless us all, that we might have that saving help, that we might go forth and show forth the God of Israel that we serve.
Hallelujah.
We pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We ask you to bless and prosper her. Keep our leaders strong. Keep our sisters and brothers safe there, as well as us safe here. Bless my mouth. Bless our ears. Those things which you said, what you want me to say, that we might add to our knowledge. And be not amongst your people that perish for lack of knowledge, not knowing what you're doing in these last days. Bless we go further in this service. All you bless, and I ask in thy son's name, Yeshua Mashiach, the man whose name is the branch. Amen.
Amen.
At this particular time, you should be near a Bible, preferably the complete Jewish Bible for our Kohen Baraka, which is found on page 153. It's also in the folder for those that have it. And that's, if you don't have that, it's the regular Bible, it's Numbers, the 6th chapter. I will read the 23rd verse, and then you can read, of course, the 24th through the 27th together. Speak to Aaron and his sons, and tell them that this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. You are to say unto them all together, Yivarekah Adonai v'yish barakah. May Adonai bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai Panah Ilaka Abididunaka. May Adonai make his face shine on you and show you his favor. Yisa Adonai Panah Ilaka Ve'yasimleka Shalom. May Adonai lift up his face towards you and give you peace. In this way, they are to put my name on the people of Israel so that I will bless them. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So why not join in with the Shema in Hebrew? Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Elok Malachut Le'olam Va'ed Ve'ata Yekal Vachta Ulkal Nashika Now, if you get your Bible and turn to page 204 in the complete, which would be Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, 4 through the 9th verse will be what we'll be reading. The first 2 verses, 4 and 5, is what we said in the Hebrew. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear Israel, Adonai God, Adonai is one, and you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, all your being, and all your resources. These words that I order you today are to be on your heart, and you are to teach them carefully to your children. You're to talk about them when you sit at home, when you're traveling on the road, or when you lie down, and when you get up. Tie them on your hand as a sign. Put them at the front of a headband around your forehead, and write them on the door frames of your house and on your gates. Hallelujah!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
And you should also go to page 1279 in the complete, which is Mark the 12th chapter, 28 through the 31st verse, and see what Mashiach had to say concerning the same subject. One of the Torah teachers came up and heard them engage in this discussion. Seeing that Yeshua answered them well, he asked him, which is the most important mitzvah of all? And Yeshua answered, the most important is Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, and you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your understanding, and with all your strength. The second is this: you are to love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other mitzvah greater than these. Hallelujah!
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 Okay, you should be able to see the song. Just take your time. If not, they'll sing it to you. O Lord God of Israel,
There is no God like thee. O Lord God of Israel. Hallelujah. O Lord God of Israel. There is no God like thee. There is no God like thee. Hallelujah! Oh Lord God of Israel. Hallelujah! Let's keep it. Let's keep it covenant. Mercy, show mercy. Anyone and everyone. Unto thy servants that walk before thee with all of their heart. O Lord God of Israel. There is no God like thee. There is no God like thee. Hallelujah! Oh Lord God of hallelujah! The one and only God. He's Jesus. Covenant. And he's faithful. Thank you. Unto thy servant that walk before thee. Hourly. Thank you. He deserves it all. He's going to have it all. Thank you. The one and only God of the universe. There is no God like thee. Okay. There is no God like thee. Hallelujah. Oh Lord God of Israel. Oh Lord God of thank you! Thank you! The only living God forevermore. Hallelujah! 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 He lives in the heart of his people.
And he has a name.
And he has a name.
God is just his title.
Hallelujah.
But he wants us to know him by his name.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
What you gonna do?
Hallelujah.
Go up in heaven and knock on his door and ask him what his name is? How else would you find out what his name is? His word. See? That's right. He left us his word.
Yeah.
See? And therefore we go in there and it's there. We go to Psalm 68:4.
Hallelujah.
It says here, sing to God. Sing praises to his name. Extol him who rides upon the clouds by his name, Yah. That's his name. What we have upon our banner truth here. Y-A-H. Yah. That's his name. and be glad in his presence. God always have us our part that we got to play.
Mm-hmm.
And he measures you out by how well you do your part. Okay? If every time you come in, all those things here, and all I see is sadness and hate that you're here and hate that you got to be here, you ain't doing yourself right.
Hallelujah.
You ain't in the right attitude.
That's right.
And he don't appreciate it, and I don't either.
No, that's right.
Who of y'all will start, have a party or have something, everything there, invite somebody over and everything there, and they all come in there looking like they don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
How does it make you feel?
Tell them to go home.
Huh?
You need to go home.
It don't make you feel good.
It don't make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But they come there glad to be there, and glad to be like, hey, you might think about doing the small time, but hey, they come in there like that. This will be the last time I'll be doing that.
Yeah,
It's the last time I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could have saved my little coins here and there, cooking up all this stuff, doing all this stuff here and here I. See? So we look at those things, God give us enough sense and all the attitude, and how much more him. Therefore, that's what he said here. And be glad in his presence.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you ain't getting a sister know that, fake it till you make it. Huh?
You can't fake it.
Somebody gonna see it.
It's better to fake it than to don't. I said until you make it. And that making it means you get enough sense to realize you need to be glad. Sometimes we ain't got enough sense to know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to give us a little spanking, give us a little reminder and everything. Then you'll learn to appreciate it. If you don't appreciate walking around here free and all that stuff, go get put in jail. Go get put in jail. Take long for you to realize it's pretty good out here. See? All right. Who is this God we're talking about? See? The 8th verse. The earthquake and rain poured from the sky at the presence of God. Even Sinai shook at the presence of God. The God of Israel. And if your God is not the God of Israel, you are worshiping and serving a false and idol God, and you will perish with your gods. I don't care how many you got.
Hallelujah.
Because there ain't no God as bad as our God.
One and only.
He's a bad boy.
The only.
He's a bad man. And when he rises up to roar, ain't nobody can stand in his pathway. And therefore, that's the God I want to be on the side of. And each and every one of us gonna have to make that sacrifice and that desire to do that. Because as I keep telling folks, our God is not desperate. And I tell folks that the same way. Oh, that's why come here and come with this little group over here and just hey, better that than have a whole house full of troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos.
So we're not desperate. See, when you get desperate, what happens when you get desperate?
Take anything.
That's it.
Yeah.
Accept anything.
That's it. You just let all your standards down and just whatever. Yeah. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't gonna do that. Therefore, let us understand we are in our God. Our God is not desperate. See? And so we should kneel. Therefore, let us go forth in those things there. He's the God of Israel. Not only that, but he had to get people straight, because sometimes we get those things confused about how this thing ought to go.
Mm-hmm.
And people do that.
Amen.
See?
Amen.
You go to Isaiah 43, and God had to send the prophets along to straighten us out. And boy, did we treat the prophets good.
Mm.
What?
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No, we didn't.
God's people?
Mm-hmm.
Killed.
It's chosen, folks.
We do the same thing today.
Well, what's wrong with us? See? We don't like to be corrected. That's what's wrong with us.
Exactly right. Amen.
That's it. We don't want to be corrected. That's why they didn't like the prophets. Because the prophet would come and correct them.
That's right.
It was a tough job. Yeshayahu, Isaiah had to come and tell him. This is Isaiah 43:10. You are my witnesses, says Adonai. Don't get this thing backwards. And my servants, whom I have chosen. What is a servant? What is a servant?
Master.
Yes.
Serve the master.
One that serves him, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can know and trust me and understand that I am he. That's why we got chosen. See? So that he said, I chose you so that you can know and trust me and understand something, that I am he. What you mean by I am he? So glad he defined that. See, some people want to say, well, I bet you do. That's just y'all interpretation of it. No, we ain't got to do no interpretation. We ain't got to do no defining there. He defined this his own self.
Hallelujah.
No God was produced before me, nor will any be after me. Yes, I am Adonai. Besides me, there is no deliverer. I have declared, said, and proclaimed, not some alien God among you. So he the one to make that definition. He the one to define it, and he the one that said what it is. See? I'm the one. See? I'm the one who made that determination, not somebody else. Therefore, I am he. I'm the only one. And if they come telling you about other gods, about all these other things there, your answer is what? No.
No.
I don't know of any. See? There's only one. And all these other gods, I don't want to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. There you go. Isaiah 44, 6-8. Thus says Adonai, Israel's king and redeemer, Adonai Zevaot. I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God. How are you going to be his witness saying that there are other gods? How can you be his witness? Well, we got a bunch of, we We got these guys, got all the deep understanding, got all the deep, and they believe that.
Yeah. That's a fragment of their imagination.
There you go. He said, who is like me?
Mm-hmm.
Let him speak out. Let him show me clearly what has been happening since I set up the eternal people. Let him foretell future signs and events. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Didn't I tell you this long ago? I foretold it, and you are my witnesses. Is there any God besides me? Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No, I know not any.
Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No, I know not any.
It said, is there any God besides me? There is no other rock. I know of none.
Hallelujah.
And then they don't really even contemplate about it. So when people come up to me and start talking about this stuff, they say, well, man, just consider. I say, I ain't got time. You wasting my time. See? Because the God that dwells in me said he don't know about any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so why am I trying to waste my time and all that to learn? That's contrary to the spirit that's in me. Had nothing to do with that. Plus, our God is not helpless. Isaiah 45, 22. Look to me and be saved, all the ends of the earth. For I am God, there is no other. So our God is able to save to the uttermost ends of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He don't need no help. Not only that there, but the cosmos, the galaxies, or whatever. He don't need no help.
Hallelujah.
That's our God.
Hallelujah.
See?
One and only.
So why should we have to have some other gods? Why should see? It's Satan that had placed that in there.
That's right.
Therefore, we ain't got time to be listening to hearken to anything he has to say.
Amen.
Because our God is true God. And all these others is messed up.
Mm-hmm.
One of the good things about our God, too, is that death is not the end of things.
That's right. That's true.
Even though I love life, I prefer not to ever die. But even in that, we know that death is not the end.
That's right. And we hope.
Because there is such a thing that is called what?
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
That's a good thing for us because right now we do have a limit of how long we can live. But one of these days, that limit is going to be taken away. Mankind are already in their sciences and knowledge and studying the DNA and all those things there. They think with their frail knowledge and everything there that God have already got that thing already programmed into it. And they just figure that if they can hit the right thing there, they could restore all that back. Well, no. I believe that God, when he made us, he stored all that in us. And then that's why he set that criteria, the reason why those things happen. And he knows exactly where it's at and what to do to remove it.
Hallelujah.
Because as I tell people, when you look at mankind and the way that it operates and everything there, it is designed to live forever. Why? Why is it designed? Why did I say it's designed to live forever?
Of this creator.
I'm from the way that we are designed.
Oh,
It
heals
heals
itself.
Huh?
Heals
Heals
itself.
itself.
Yes.
Mhm.
Anything that can repair itself, regenerate itself, hey, continue on.
Right.
As long as that generation is happening, that regeneration is going forth. Why, you know? That's what we call old age, in case you don't know. That's what we call old age.
Mhm.
Because everybody, y'all put, said 80 and king.
Well, that's what I'm saying. God put a limit there. That's what I'm saying. But if that limit was gone,
Right, that's a different story.
and that limit is only is inhibited something that's in our DNA that's already in there, and all you got to do is remove that.
So right there, let you know that man, cannot go past that, with the scientists and all.
Yeah, well, they're so far behind on that there.
Yeah.
It's pitiful. They think that maybe 1,000 years they might be able to come up with some answer,
Yeah.
But it's just too complicated for them. It's too, and God placed it there for that reason. But the point of it is that if what happens if we get old, and what we call old age, is the point of it is our recovery time is slowing down.
Yep.
That's what happens. See? Your joints and your what you call them don't stay as limber as you used to be in your yard and everything. Like I said, when I was young and those things there, I could twist my ankle there and then bend that ankle over there and walk it off.
Mhm. Yeah.
Keep on going.
Mhm.
Can't do that now. Do that bad boy now. Hey, last time I did that, I was on crutches for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the difference? Hey, can't recover like I used to.
Mhm.
We don't heal up as fast as we do. And those things are, and so, and the older you get, the slower. That's why you have to be more careful, because some people just fall down, break a leg or something, and boom. You never recover from that and everything, because of our healing, our recovery time. Healing is slow and bad. But God's going to replace all of that. It's already there.
Hallelujah.
See?
I seen the chart where men, they, in their 20s,
Mm-hmm.
they have a high level of 80% testosterone level.
Yeah, that's right.
Then,
You
30,
get 40.
30, then, it gets 60, 40.
Yep.
then,
That's right.
So 60 is, I think it's down to 20.
Yep. Yeah.
So I let you know, get past that.
So it's 70, you just over here.
Yeah, but I said at 40, you lose 10% of muscle every
Mass,
year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because that's because of the level of testosterone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And that's what to give you the drive to do all that.
Right.
Mhm.
We say, well, you just get lazy. You don't know. You just losing that drive. Hey.
I remember them old men used to tell you, just keep on living.
Yeah, some out there that reverses it. About working out and eating right
Yeah.
and staying in shape.
Oh, well, right. That's what I'm saying. That's what keeps the body up. It's kind of hard to do that. To keep that over there. If you ain't get that drive going there, then hey.
There goes that muscle mass, would keep you from breaking a bone or whatever.
There you go.
Mhm. Even though they take steroids, if they take them so long and they stop,
Oh man, you go down
yeah,
twice as fast.
right.
You down twice as fast then.
Yeah.
See, And so that just still tells us that mankind have not come up with the answer.
Right.
We come up with some substitute of things that kind of do it, but it's not the answer.
Yeah, because that's what Sean was talking last Sabbath about your photon. You know, as you get older, you lose more of your biophoton.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. I know now, I'm 72, and I got to eat the right thing just to get a good night's sleep. Yeah. I can eat the wrong thing and be up all night.
Yeah, I used to get, like I said, I used to get anything I wanted, whatever night, try tonight, didn't bother me. Can't do that no more.
Yeah.
Something done changed, you know, all those things.
That ain't only for old people, that's for some young folks too.
The whole thing I eat late at night is banana.
So you change your well, one of these days, see, it's that uniqueness that we're losing, you know, that we had when we were young, and we just don't hold and maintain that. See? But God can restore all that back. See, if man can temporarily come up with something there, just think how much young. And then besides that, even the food that we eat now and stuff is not restored like it was, because after God cursed the ground, even our food, if you get the best food and all that stuff there, it still ain't up to snuff like it was before.
Amen.
Even worse with man, add this little dirt to it.
Oh, we done polluted the water, we done polluted the air, and all those things you need for to grow healthy stuff. So we just messed ourselves up. But yeah, we are beings. We are originally made to last forever. Because I talk to some people and say, man, you believe that or something about you won't live forever? Why you believe that? Man, you just believe that. That ain't nothing but difficult stuff. But just looking at it scientifically, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Just look at the way that we are made and how we operate and our peakness and all those things there. If for some reason we didn't lose that and we just maintain that, well, we can live forever. Will be no problem. See? Our bodies restores our blood, it restores our cells, it restores. See?
Yeah.
And so, but as I said before, old age is where all that recovery power is slowing down. Get to a place where it just won't get the job done. All right. But thank goodness to what they call a resurrection.
Hallelujah.
See? And that's another thing. I was looking at the television history channel there, and they were saying that this is what the Egyptians were doing, and that's why they had this mummy, and they was doing all this stuff for the body and all this stuff, because that's what they figured that you know, and also their body and all those things there to be restored, you know, they had to preserve the body and all those things there, but they didn't know what we know nowadays.
Amen.
Okay? And what is it that we know now? Even in our DNA, your body and your everything, even the number of hairs on your head is all programmed in there. And you can be restored back to just how you look right now, down to everything.
That's right.
See?
Amen.
We know that now. See? About cloning and other things and processing and stuff that they got now, what they're doing on, and they will duplicate it exactly out there. God get that programmed in us. So when the Mashiach said, even the number of your hair, screw, I said, ooh, that's good news too. Good news to me. Hey, you know exactly how many number I had up there when I was a young man. See, I used to have some up there. If you don't, Yeah, I got pictures to show that. Yeah. And he know the exact number that they had, and hey, store them back, see? All right. So it's called resurrection, dear folks. And these folks that cannot understand that, they're the ones that go into these things. You know, this is where science do help. That's why I'm not against science, because there's a lot of folks that do not understand that about the science, what science is coming up with and divine is finding out. That's what it is. It's already existed, but they're just not coming to the realization to find out how these things operate. Resurrection will be impossible. And there's some that don't believe in the resurrection because of that impossibility.
So you got y'all equal to man on that level.
Well, everybody, yeah, we got his abilities equal to our understanding of what we see. If it's impossible with us, then God can't do
Right,
it.
it's impossible for y'all.
Yeah, right.
Because the shark ate that body up, so halfway you gonna
There you go.
bring it back.
Yeah. What you gonna do? Go gut the shark, and then I see I got that foolishness. You can't do it like that. Okay? But God ain't got to do that. Okay? And even, like I said, even science is proving those things there that that's possible. Okay? And therefore, as we go on, we're learning more. John 11. I feel sorry for those that don't believe it, you know. And I'm telling you that. This wasn't the heathens that don't believe that. These are Israelites that don't believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's called Sadducees. They didn't believe that. Oh, no. Once you go on, that's it, you know. Pharisees try to say, I'm trying to tell you this different now. And so we get Pharisees and Sadducees even today.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Starting at the 39th verse there.
John what?
This is John,
11,
John 11,
30.
39.
Thank you.
Well, we'll start reading at 30. Yeshua, again deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone was lying in front of the entrance. Yeshua said, take the stone away. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to Yeshua, by now his body must smell. Why did she say that? Why did she say that?
It just started decomposing.
Huh?
Started decomposing. What started breaking down?
In Israel, they don't do no embalming.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to do beer and black and white.
Yes, because that's why they bury you so quick over there now. They don't mess around over there. But over here, you can wait around weeks, you know, because once they embalm you and everything there, hey, you don't smell, you won't smell after that, because they don't embalm you and do those things. But over there, when they do that, that's why because they go wrap up on that and they do it. And so she said, oh, so ain't no doubt that you know, and the way that they wrap you up, if you wasn't dead, he sure was dead after they got to wrap him up. You ought to see how they wrap you up with it.
Everything's.
Why? I just say, well, you could be unconscious or something, ain't barely breathing everything, but you ain't gonna breathe no more after that. Because when they wrap you up, they wrap your nose, face, all up. and oh yeah, they can get out after that too.
Well, I mean, right.
Because once it starts collapsing,
Yeah, I
then
know
it loosens it up, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, and so here she said, by now his body must smell, for it has been 4 days since he died. So dear folk, Yeshua didn't go there and resuscitate him. There's, there's one guy said, well, he just, I said, no. Some of them other guys said, well, he did. They really wasn't dead. They're just, just like we got ability to resuscitate folks.
But he was wrapped up. How could he do that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he'd have been that way, then he'd have died from suffocation anyway. when they get through with the barrel wrap and everything. And I just like, nah, if you ain't dead, you will be dead once the
Wrap you up.
yeah, right. Once the funeral home get through with you.
What they did to over in the Philippines,
Huh?
because this little kid died there, him in the casket and buried him. He stood up and said that I want a glass of water.
So they
They
just don't
just
do
went
nothing.
down and went on. They took him to the hospital and everything, but he was gone. That's the second child. I rise up in his casket.
But so they
That's a
just don't do nothing. They just throw them in the casket.
Yeah. Some just, hey.
A little girl did that too. She didn't ask for no water, but she raised up and looked around and everything. Shoot.
No, it was
They were
still
coming by
So my church house clearing
the
out.
They were coming by the too.
Y'all take care of that.
Was she there for 4 days? Or more than that?
No, but she died. She was still there. I mean, she laid down. No.
Oh, you saying she raised up at first, then she laid back down and died.
That little boy raised up and he had to sit there for a glass of water.
Then he died.
He laid back down and died. Don't ask me what was going on. I just figured they just what completed it the first time.
Yeah.
Well, you know the origins of what you call the figure speakers called a dead bringer. Y'all ever heard that dead bringer?
We heard of dead grandpa.
The origins of that saying is that they used to put a veil on people that they buried. They would have a veil buried above ground.
Oh, so
Inside a string, inside the casket.
just in case they can't break the
Just because they kept having an epidemic of them burying people when they weren't actually on the way dead. And so they would have that string that they would pull and ring bell, and the caretaker would know to go unbury them. They weren't actually dead.
hate to be the person they don't like.
That happened when they, actually had to do what you said, tie a string around the body. With some little bad kids when they broke the string. And the body set up in the casket inside the surface. And the people were scrabbing trying to get out the door. That was funny.
It said some people come out of there. But they didn't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. He said, now his body must be smelling, for he's been there 4 days since he died. Yeshua said to her, didn't I tell you that if you keep trusting, you will see the glory of God? So they removed the stone. Yeshua looked upward and said, Father, I thank you that you heard me. He could have just said, right. I want y'all all here to see this, what I'm doing. No, he didn't do that. Yahweh please the Father. And he said, I can't do nothing of my own self. See? I myself know that you always hear me. But I say this because of the crowd standing around, so that they may believe that you have sent me. Once again, he could have got some powerful glory for that. Oh, yeah. No, but he still gave that to the Father. See, because as he said, I can do nothing of my own self.
Right.
See? And of course, he hollered out, Lazarus come forth, and he did. Then he said, loose him up. Therefore, that resurrection, dear folks, is great. We have a hope. Even if we die, there's a resurrection. Those that don't believe in it, if they hear when he comes, and if they die before that time, that's the end of them. But even at that, dear folks, whether they believe or not, according to my understanding, they're going to be surprised. Right?
Yeah. That's right.
Because according to what Paul was saying, and because the scripture says there, both the righteous and those that are not righteous is going to have a resurrection. So we're gonna see how that works out. But I'm glad that we have the resurrection. See, and I believe in that. Even though I trust I won't be here when the Mashiach comes. So I don't have to worry about all that. All right. We want Sister LaShawna to come forth with the band intro. And our song is Every Praise is to Our God.
The ensign of his glory. He that hath an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Isaiah 62, 10 through 12. Pass through the gates. Prepare the way for the people. Build up the highway. Remove the stones. Raise a banner for the nations. The Lord has made proclamations to the ends of the earth. Say to the daughter of Zion, the Savior comes. See, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. They will be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. This banner, which Yah gave, representing Jerusalem and her king, the man whose name is the branch, Zechariah 6, 12, and 13. Isaiah 3, all ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see ye, when he lifteth upon an ensign on the mountains, and when he bloweth a trumpet, hear ye.
Let me hear the worship with all the praise. I want everybody around the world to put their hands together because all the praise belongs to God. Here we go. And I will update as we continue to watch on. And as I was saying earlier in our introduction here, it is clear that we are not ready for all mankind to live in peace, shalom, and ahava, peace and love. You're not just, and the Bible is true. Instead of this thing getting better, it's getting worse.
Yes, it is.
And so President Trump, he for Russia and for the European nation, to continue working with Iran, on their nuclear program. Ain't that something?
That guy's crazy.
Your president did that.
Yes.
Why did he even?
He pulled us all out and everything, but he did not renew the waivers for using Iran's oil. And therefore, he had a waiver for that there too, that they could still deal with him on oil line. He shut that out, but he said, you continue to work with him on the nuclear deal, and we won't have no waivers against you. We won't put no sanctions on you about that. We'll waive that, but if you use their oil now, we're gonna put some sanctions on you about that.
So why do you say you put the waiver on concerning the oil?
Yeah, last week I told you that's why our oil went up here.
Yes.
Any company or any nation that deal with Iran and buy oil from and everything, the United States was putting a sanction on it. At first, there was a waiver against it, so they wouldn't they bypass it and let them do it.
Yeah.
So they did that in order to further hurt Iran's economy and everything. So they're trying to shut them all the way down, So if you got oil that can't sell it, then it's what good is oil? You just got to stockpile of stuff that you can't sell.
Because they use petrodollars, they actually use the dollar. And if you ban the country for you can't use my dollar, then you're stuck. Because everything is done with petrodollar, with US dollars.
Well, also they, like I said, and they'll sanction them and won't deal with the company. They won't deal with them and find the companies that do deal with them. And so it's all go against that. But one way they do it on the oil, yet still they say, okay, you can go ahead on work with them on the nuclear program. Well, that was supposed to be the bad thing that President Obama did was make that nuclear deal, but
They down now.
yeah.
And then he gonna turn around and do the same thing.
They praising him.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he had too much choice. When he backed out of it, he tried to get Russia, and he tried to get the European people, the European Union to go along. Nah, you on your own.
Mm-hmm.
They said we ain't gonna do it, and they didn't. So then he threatened to say, okay, if you don't do it, then we'll bring sanctions against y'all. We'll remove that waiver that said that y'all can go on to do it and everything. But they thought that they would do it. Russia said we ain't shutting it off, and Europe said we ain't gonna shut it off either. So finally, I guess he come to his senses and renewed it.
Mm-hmm.
And how is he going to stop them from buying oil? Them other countries that are sovereign.
Well, like I said, there are a lot of companies deal with them, and like I said, the petrol and the dollar is the medium of exchange, so they got their ways of causing trouble with the companies that do it, and so they just flat dug in and said, we ain't, you want to say it's a bad deal? Okay, but we don't think it's such a bad deal, and we're going to go on. So he finally gave in, that's the thing. And so he'd had Russia and the EU upset with him and all those things there, but he relented on that there. So he's trying to get those things back in order, seeing how that North Korea told him that you crazy if you thought we were going to denuclearize. I said, see, he likes to do that. He likes to take stuff and blow it way out of proportion, just like he's doing that report. Boy, see, they fully exonerated me. Fully. Wait a minute. That ain't what it says there, but see, that's exactly what he did with North Korea. He went over there and had a little peace treaty, little talk with him, and everything. Come back and said, hey, look, I'm a peacemaker. I done got them in there, and they're going to denuclearize, and they're going to get rid of all their nukes, and they're going to get all that, and we got peace and harmony. Young Jane say, are you crazy? What kind of water you been drinking or something, man? And they finally had to come on, see, and they kind of played too. See, they played him bad too, boy. They destroyed that one of the old dilapidated nuclear sites there, missile sites there, and what he really fell for it. Set him up big time. Played him, boy. Then he come along, and just made it very clear. You see it trying to say, well, you know, they're not. He said, no. He said, let me make it clear to you. Ain't no way in the world we gonna denuclearize, get rid of our nukes. So boy, he heard over that and lost those things there. Also, the deal maker. You know, he's supposed to be gonna reveal that way back in February.
Oh yeah.
And that didn't happen. So he said, and then said March is supposed to have done it. That didn't happen. So he said, we'll wait till after the elections are over. Then Netanyahu won the election, but he still didn't do it after that there because Netanyahu's got to get a coalition together now. And he's got to the 12th of this month to get his coalition together. And then so now the new date for it to reveal it and all that is in June. He said, well, after that there and all that there, then the Palestinians gonna have Ramadan, so we gotta let that slide through and everything. So it's gonna be in June. I'm gonna reveal my deal of the century. That's what they call it. The deal of the century. A lot of them countries already said, you know, the deal of the century is going to be no deal. You know, and the Palestinians already from Gaza said they're not already going to go against it, you know, because he declared Jerusalem as the capital, so that knocked him out. So I don't know why he's trying to come over something there. Matter of fact, they don't even see him as they're doing it. Matter of fact, they're all turning to Russia now.
Yeah.
See, and the Bible says that Russia was going to be in the book of Ezekiel. Russia's going to play a big role in it, and I see it now. And at one time, boy, they had Russia ain't no more. They done dropped out. Hey, but Russia coming back with a. He said, "I'm gonna put hooks in his mouth and bring him back." That's right. That's the word.
Russia also went to North Korea.
Yes, that's right.
And made a deal.
And China too.
And China. We were angry. He messed up.
Yeah. And so we just in this world now, perplexity, and they don't know what's going on. Now Turkey, will be one of our main allies over there, is saying that the great deal is no deal. Because the United States stayed up too much for the Druze over there, and they hate the Druze, and so I mean, it just this whole system and this whole thing is just what the Bible said, or perplexity is all messed all up. Now down in Venezuela, guess what? The United States and Russia is butting heads now about that. Russia wants Maduro to stay in there, and the United States want him out.
Yeah, he got the military behind him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was about to leave, and Russia went down there and told him, "Don't go nowhere. You ain't got to go nowhere. You can stay there. I'll come with the United States. Don't worry about what the United States is." And he stayed.
China's also backing Venezuela.
See, so man, I mean, this world is right on the tip right now of having a world war. That's how world wars come about.
And they're gonna all be hitting at the U.S.
See? So, dear folks, we're facing those things here, and now about 200 rockets this Sabbath was fired from the Gaza into Israel. Yeah.
That's so small for two rockets, right?
See? Yeah, but there's some bad boys though.
Did they do some damage?
Yeah, they did some damage. They hit some houses, you know, and they had the Iron Dome. You know, sometimes that they miscalculate with the Iron Dome as to a lot of them fell in open fields and stuff. So they won't waste their time on trying to knock them down, you know, and calculate. But some hit into some of the hotels and homes there, and luckily. No one got killed because they, like I said, in Israel, you got to have bomb shelters. You know, when we was over there, you know, the voice there, they got a shelter that you go to that's fortified and everything there. So you go down there to that there, you know, and every place got to have that.
Yeah.
And so it's a bad situation there, folks. But God is not going to continue forever tolerate those things.
Right.
And now they talking about, oh, you know, last time they did that, and Israel went over there and put it on them, and then they started hollering, oh, okay, it was a mistake, it was that, you know. So Israel saying, oh, you got almost 200 rockets coming against us, and that's a mistake? I guess Israel gonna say, yeah, that was a mistake, all right.
You did it.
Your mistake you made. So I don't know what Israel gonna do, but Israel gonna retaliate. You can be sure of that. See? Israel already told them that we gonna put it on you from now on. See? So I don't see none of this thing slowing down in it. And so let us watch and pray always. Just as I said now, it's just dangerous and all those things there. People are doing all kind of stuff. Be careful how you stop your cars and get out your cars. Guy got out his car. He was out there cleaning his car. The lady was cleaning the car. Guy jumped in.
Oh, I know.
Huh?
My husband was out there too.
Yeah.
But we left the car running.
They were cleaning it, they left the key in there.
Uh-huh.
And he walked up, you see, he walked
Yeah.
up, got just good in the car, took off, and she knocked her down. She was trying to get her.
Yeah.
They haven't found it yet.
Drove off with it, man. Right there, you trying to clean it up, man. I mean, that's bold, man.
Yeah, he just walked up. He had a car.
Yeah.
Update, also North Korea fired missiles this morning.
Oh, a test missile?
It was several missiles into the sea. It's multiple missiles.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. So they back to testing the missiles and stuff. See, he said he'll stop that now. See, they ain't gonna be doing that no more. So boy, I tell you, he just getting slammed all kind of ways. But that just to go let you show you that who's in power and who's under control.
Right.
See, God got all these things under control. See,
Yeah.
Pharaoh thought he had everything under control. But God said, okay, I'm gonna harden your heart and make you do crazy stuff. See,
What are you doing?
and so we see that these things are happening there. But watch and pray always. that we might be worthy to escape these things. And if you ain't got God on your side, you know, you're not going to be worthy to escape these things. There's going to be some bad things happening.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
And so that was a terrible thing that happened last Sabbath there. Lady and a guy coming there and shot up and shot the rabbi's fingers off and was getting ready to kill him. And the lady jumped in front of him, took the bullet for him. She loved her rabbi. Yeah. She gave her life for him. After that, it jammed and everything. They got a chance to sell out after him and everything. But they got him.
Yeah, but he surrendered. I mean, why did they shoot him down?
Huh?
Well, the guy,
No, he had left.
but the guy shot him. You can see the bullet on his car.
Yeah, they had a guy in there that was
He thought he was gonna get
he was a border patrolman. And so, they caught him on down the street there and cornered him off, and they got him. He just gave up.
Gave up. Nobody shot him down.
Going around shooting folk, but they didn't want to take it.
That's where they are.
At least
Everybody taking out.
I reached out and leg.
So,
Still see a disparity in that. I mean, we can go in there and shoot up 50 people who are out there and be surrendering. I go there and shoot one person, they're going to shoot me down. Oh, he's dangerous. What about the one that shot 50 people? He not dangerous?
All of them are anybody, shoot anybody.
Yeah.
You know what?
So this is what we're facing here, folks. We're facing all these things, and this is much more that we should be worried, with our God, so we can escape these things. He's the only true protection.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's it.
See,
Only one we can depend on.
therefore, we depend upon all those things there. But also, as I said earlier, it depends on protection that we can come up with too.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't the only ultimate.
That's right, they don't.
See, that ain't the ultimate.
Yeah, they say in World War II, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
There you go. and keep your rifle clean.
Right? Clean.
And keep your rifle clean. So we ain't gonna tell them, coming here, as I said before, not bragging or anything, but if they come here, they might be surprised where retaliation will come for us for them.
Yeah,
And we ain't gonna let them know where it's coming
we
from.
ain't gonna let them know.
Like all gonna cheat. Jump on you like all gonna cheat.
All right. Today is day 14 of the counting of the Omar. Malchut of Givirah. Malchut, of course, is nobility, and Givirah is discipline. And so we see that healthy discipline brings out the best in people. So we do need discipline, but we got to know how to discipline. See? Because of the point that you can use discipline wrongly. See? And but healthy discipline. So we all need discipline at some time. See? But healthy discipline will work at bringing out the best of a person. See? And not the worst.
Amen.
Not to try to break their spirits and not to try to demean them
That's right.
and do those things there. But so,
Amen.
see, because that's not good. We're not here to cripple anyone. He said, you put a stumbling block before your brother, sir. Y'all ain't gonna forget that.
Amen. We sure do.
But so let us study our own mind. It's each day, and it consider those things there, and after those things there, it will have you really finding yourself out to be, if we learn from those things, it'll help us on us becoming that new creature,
That's right.
that new being. See? And this is what it's all about, that God has told us to do those things. Mankind come up with those things. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because our psychic, our thinking and stuff has a whole lot to do with how you act.
Amen. Amen.
It does.
I believe that. Amen. Yep.
Mhm.
That's true.
And if you get somebody depressed and all those things there, what you have done depressed, and they feel it's hard. It's hard to get anything out of them.
That's right.
That's not the way we run. We should work at encouraging folks.
Amen.
See?
Right.
All righty. We're going to ask you to get your Bibles, and we're going to read the whole chapter of Psalms 133. As you all stand, except those that have the perks. And there's only, I only see one that short for that have that perk. That's over 2 hours old. If you're over 2 hours old,
I feel like getting up.
yeah, you get your choice. So you feel like getting up or down, you're like, hey. But you got to be 2 hours
At least that.
old.
Psalm 133.
Psalms 133. We're going to read that whole chapter together. Okay. Y'all got it?
Yep.
All right. Oh, how good, how pleasant it is for brothers to live together in harmony. It is like fragrant oil on the head that runs down over the beard of Aaron, and flows down on the collar of his robes. It is like the dew of Hermon that settles on the mountains of Zion. For it was there that Adonai ordained the blessings of everlasting life. Hallelujah!
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 Okay, we're going to ask you to bow your head for it. Stand a little bit longer with me. Y'all can talk a little bit. Right? All right. Let's bow our heads. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, Lord God, King and Ruler of the universe. Give us your Torah, the writings, and the prophet, and the great and the shy by thy great spirit, and have commanded us to diligently teach them unto our children, unto our people, and all people of the earth. And let all Israel say, Amen. Now you can be seated. I'm just trying to keep you up a little bit longer before you get into that battle. Before you get into that battle. Our Torah reading for this week's Parashah is taken from the book of Leviticus, Vayikra, the 16th chapter, starting at the first verse through the 18th chapter and the 30th verse. That is Leviticus 16:1 through 18 and the 30th verse. Our Haftorah reading is taken from the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, 7 through the 15th verse. Amos 9, 7 through the 15th verse. This week's Parashah is Parashah 29, Acharei Mot, after the death. Our scripture reading will be taken from the Haftorah reading, which will be given by Shemach. Let's give him our attention as you read the word of Yah to us.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom. Scripture reading is taken from the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, starting at the 7th verse through the 10th verse. Amos, the 9th chapter, page 741. People of Israel, are you any different from the Ethiopians to me? Asked Adonai, true, I brought Israel up from Egypt, but I also brought the Philistines from Kedar and Aaron from Ker. Look, the eyes of Adonai Elohim are on the central kingdom. I will wipe it off the face of the earth. Yet I will the house of Jacob, says Adonai. For when I gave the order, I will shake the house of Israel. There among all the goings, as one shakes with a sieve, letting no rain fall to the ground, all the sinners among my people who say, disaster will never overtake us or comfort us, will die by the sword. May y'all add a special blessing to read of them.
Amen.
This is a good Parashah here, and it fits in good with our Omar of this week here, which is Giverah, which means discipline. And we find that there's a need for those things because the way we are. And it's just, it's bad. But we go to the 16th chapter of Leviticus. And God had already started getting them into discipline already when he told them, he says, you got to learn something about me. I ain't going to put up with just anything. And if you don't straighten up your act, see, you're going to lose me. As a matter of fact, he told him, you done already went too far. I can't no longer go along with you. I'm going to have to part from you. Because if I don't, you're going to make me kill you. You're going to make me do something bad to you. See?
Yeah.
I was talking to one guy, and he's talking about his marriage and everything there, and so he was talking about, well, I said, look, how you feel about it, and all that. Well, I just want to feel like I just want to choke that woman. I said, whoa, wait a minute, man.
You done gone too far.
Yeah. Well, I've heard on both sides. I've heard the women say it too. Hey, I'm getting it. Dear folks, that is not good message and stuff when you start threatening one another.
Amen. That's right. The devil is ruling.
Don't start talking about you threatening, you're going to kill me and stuff, and then tell me you love me. No, that ain't going to get it. That ain't getting it. I ain't going for that. Too much love. That's too high, hey. Huh?
Dark.
So, I got to get my act together here straight, or if I can't get around here, and you got to constantly threaten on me and stuff like that, yeah, and if you got to constantly threaten that guy to keep him, or you got to threaten that woman to keep her, something's wrong somewhere. That ain't the way, right? That ain't the way it's supposed to work.
There's some love working in there.
Some of them like that. Oh, he really
love.
He really love.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I have to get it straight from her. I ain't gonna get it with me. You want to get rid of me quick? That's a quick way to do it. You ain't got to do nothing bad to me. You just keep on that down. Hey.
Don't say you're playing either.
But nevertheless, but the fact is the truth. Sometimes you can get so bad and everything that, hey, you know.
You say you go do something you be trying to do.
Well, not only that, but I mean, you can get so bad you make people feel that way towards you. You know. And so the point of it is that something got to be done about that situation. Just as God, when God started feeling that way, He had to do something about that. Okay?
He just separated himself. Now he dead right there. He separated from y'all.
And then if you realize Israel realized the parts of him leaving and separating, and so they said, hey, no, we don't want you to leave. No. So we got to get our act together.
So do.
And that's the way it is, you know. So got to get my act together, you know, stop all that, because if they keep on talking like that, hey, got to go. You know? Now, try to take care of that situation, try to appease on that thing, but if you can't, or him, but if you can't do those things, then it's time to put some air between y'all, some space or something, you know. But here, God set rules. God told Israel certain things, and He made it very plain to them. Start there, Leviticus 16.
Okay. Adonai spake with Moshe after the death of Aaron's two sons.
All right, now God took advantage of the situation. What happened at the death of the two sons of Aaron? Now, I want you to know these were the Kohen Haggadah.
Mm-hmm.
These weren't just some ordinary people.
Mm-hmm.
These are high priests.
These are high priests.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but these high priests, guys, they had went through a special ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Consecration. Yep.
Something very serious.
See, you go through a whole lot of stuff you did, because you ain't fully in.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
They done went through that concentration and all that stuff, and they were concentrating all that thing down, and come out supposed to be out there, and still come up.
Short. Still came up short. Right.
How I say, you see all the people talk all this sincerity, all this boy, and you listen to them now, they sound like they really roll righteous on them, and they put a little test. They came past a little test.
Simple.
And there are a lot of people that way. So God said, after that, them boys, they thought God didn't know the difference between fire.
His fire. Any fire.
See? But we know, even in our day and everything, we know that fire, different fires, you know, put off a different type of light.
Right.
Like homes.
See? They do. They put off different lights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And especially a weld and everything like that. He knows that.
Matter of fact, they got 3 different fire stages for 3 different kind of fire.
Yep.
A regular fire stage you can't put out of.
Like
Metal fires and stuff, right?
It's different.
cutting torch,
Right.
it shows different, types of
Flame.
flame.
Right. To put off different light. That's right. And that's what you have to do in all those things there. Your burners at your house, your heaters and everything there. It can burn a certain color, you know what I'm saying, put off a certain light and everything there, and it kill you.
Mhm. Yeah.
See? And a lot of people have died because of that there. It's not burning properly. Not, and you tell by the color of the light that it shows, the fire flame and everything. That's the light that you see. That's the flame. That's the light that you see. If it's yellow, you got to have a blue. They'll tell you. And, you get you one of them yellow ones looking there and all that. Tell you, hey, you better get out. You better do something quick, cause that's bad news for you. Huh? Exactly. And that's bad for you.
Right. Put you to sleep.
That's right. It'll carry you on out of here. See?
You've been sleeping for another reason.
Right.
Carbon dioxide.
That's right. Right. But you won't wake up from. That's right. And so we see light is very important in all these things. Certain lights and those things there show forth the different things. So these boys didn't know that there. They just thought fire is fire. Any kind of doing all those things there. And they didn't take serious God's word. And see, sometimes we do the same thing because it don't make sense to us and all of that, and we don't take it serious.
Right.
So God said, okay.
Take it lightly.
So they went in there with the wrong thing. And fire went out there and charcoal them. And then left them out there. Don't rush the barrel.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about them stinking too bad because I done charcoal them. they can lay out there for a while.
They'll burn off from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you brought this point out, but did you not know the scripture said that their clothes were not touched? They actually were burned up inside their clothes.
That's what I'm saying. The people. But you know why their clothes are burned?
Why?
Because the Kohen Haggadah's clothes is holy.
Oh, that's why.
Read it in there.
Mhm.
After they come out of the concentration, the garments of the high priest and everything, their clothes is holy. See? And I think some of us saying something about the certain makeup and stuff that they gathered was kind of fireproof and those things there, but then they see out there, but that was one of the reasons why.
Okay.
But they was charcoaled,
Mhm.
and that showed you they was from God, that God gonna do stuff like that,
Completely do it. Like
See?
completely.
Like microwave.
Like ashes.
And so you need to be very mindful of that. So after that death, God said, now I'm going to take this example here to set some rules. I got your attention. I see, sometimes you can get people's attention back by not doing nothing to them. This is where discipline comes in.
That's right. That's right.
See? Sometimes you should just ain't going to listen. People just won't listen to you till you put some discipline on them. And like the old folks used to say, you got to put some listening adjustment on them. You ever had in that listening adjustment put on you?
Oh, yeah. Ain't adjust nothing.
Get their attention.
That's right.
Attention getter.
My grandfather just said, I said, I'm gonna listen next time. He said, Grandpa, yeah. See, because I'm gonna give you an adjustment. I'm gonna give you a reminder.
Right.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna remind you. I'm gonna let you carry a reminder with you.
One time is enough.
Yeah. See, I'm on this.
Well, this picture here was better than 1,000 words.
There you go.
One time is enough.
Now, Kohen Haggadah, one of the most sacred and holy meals there, that happened to them. What about us, boy? It ain't nothing. Whoa. All right. where did God start already? Read on.
Okay. Adonai spake to Moshe after the death of Aaron's 2 sons, when they tried to sacrifice before Adonai and died.
And died, therefore. What no little burners and they died.
Yeah, they died.
Okay.
Adonai said to Moshe, tell your brother Aaron not to come at just any time into the holy place beyond the curtain.
Now notice this. God said, okay, I'm gonna get something straight. Right now, while I got your attention, while I got all y'all attention and everything, I'm gonna get something straight with you right now. Don't come in this holy of holies just anytime you feel like it. Anytime you want to do it. See, that's what discipline is. Discipline is a restraint. That's why I was telling y'all we were talking about it. And we got to have that. See, let them know right off the bat. Don't come in anytime you feel like it and whatever you want to do. No. You know if that goes to the top man, you know where to go for about them other folks.
Mm-hmm.
See, God started off at the top because he's the top man. He said, tell Aaron and all his sons and all them out there, man, you can't come in just because you're the one that has access to it. You can't come in anytime you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay, it says, in front of the ark cover, which is on the ark, so that he will not die, because I appear in the cloud over the ark cover.
See, so he said, if you do, you come in here, see, at the wrong time and everything, you're dead. That's discipline. That's telling you something. See? They ain't hurting your feelings or nothing, those things there. That's trying to tell you, that's trying to give you some protection.
They give you a warning.
See? Sometimes we tell folks that they're for protection, for them. See? Same thing with that there, If we do certain things that people don't like and everything there, they want your head to me. I don't like to be done that way there. That's wrong. Hey, don't be pushing over that there. Give consideration to that.
Right.
You see? All right. Right. The wife said, hey, I don't like for you to do so and so and that. I don't care what you like. I'm going to do it. Hey, one day you might have to stand some consequences then. I remember my auntie, she said, he come in, boy, he raised his voice and all that stuff, and then wanted to jump and all that stuff. So she had him warm. She said, I'm getting tired of that. She said, I'm getting tired of that. And I remember my mother did that there too. She told him, I'm tired of that there, and I don't like for you to come in and do all that stuff. He get to drinking a little taste, and then he get all of that. Boy, one day I heard all that, and then next thing I heard, oh, bam! Boy, I read it there, but she done grabbed it and she done slammed him. She done slammed him on.
Body slam.
Yeah, she body slammed him, boy. And he's a big man.
Well, she's 6'2".
Yeah, he's a tall, big man. She done set on and body slammed him, man, and he tried to get up, when I get up, I'm gonna do so and so and so. She said, what make you think you gonna get up?
Enough is enough.
She had got another,
Enough.
And so here God is saying, hey, look, I want you to understand something. You can't come in anytime you want to do stuff. You got to get this act straight here. And read on.
Here is how Aaron is to enter the holy place with a young bull as a sin offering and a ram as a burnt offering. He is to put on the holy linen tunic, have the linen shorts next to his bare flesh, have the linen slash wrapped around him, and be wearing the linen turban.
All right, now, right there, once again, these folks is misjudging what Paul was talking about when he said, if you have something on your head, you can't worship God. Or you can't pray to God. That's junk. That was not what Paul was talking about.
Right.
He was not talking about a kippah. He was not talking about that. But these folks go around, "Ugh." Hey, God said that the house, that was one of the rules that God set for him to come before him.
Right.
And that was one of the most holy days.
Right. Have to have a keep on.
And he had to have a keep on. He had to have something on his head.
True.
Now, how in the world was having something on your head? See? Shaming your God. That was not what Paul was talking about. See? But these people, they want to take something that they think they know, and they don't understand those things. And I know what I read and everything. And there are people that get locked on that and go on about their business. I don't care nobody say, I know what they said there. All right, then you got it wrong. I didn't say it. He said that. He said, this is how he's supposed to come before me. And if you don't come before me like that, what's going to happen to you?
You're going to die.
You're going to die. So how is having something on your head coming in front of which you were praying before God is a shame to him? When he told him, you better come in and do that or you going to die.
So it'll be just the opposite of what they doing.
Yeah. So then, folks, you can take it whichever way you want to say, I'm going to take it this way. Therefore, we've got to get these things understood. We've got to get these things right, and stop letting people tell us certain things that don't understand nothing about our heritage, don't understand anything about our culture, and they're going to run around and talk about, hey, I know what this is. That was not what Paul was talking about. So those things are clear, and those things are without fault as to how and what he was talking about on that end there. So he said, you got to come before me, and you can't come before me just straight naked. I'll come in there wearing anything you want to wear. God was particular about that. You can't come in and dress like anything. Say, you got to have them holy garment on too when you come in there. And you better have a lamb. You got to have some other stuff. God now is taking advantage of the situation, put some discipline down to set some rules. Okay? What was to be a permanent regulation there? Let's go to the 32nd chapter, 32nd verse of the same chapter.
Leviticus 16.
Yeah.
Leviticus 16:32.
32.
Mm-hmm.
The Kohen, anointed and consecrated to be Kohen in his father's place, will make the atonement. He will put on the linen garment, the holy garment. He will make atonement for the especially holy place. He will make atonement for the tent of meeting and the altar. After he will make atonement for the Kohanim and for all the people of the community. This is a permanent regulation for you to make atonement for the people of Israel because of all their sins once a year.
All right, once a year. Not any time you want to do it. That's the point I want you to get. God said that you just can't come run in the end time. You want to do it. Now, I'm setting this rules and regulations up right now. I'm setting this discipline up right now for you so you can understand. See? And when you come in there, you better be fully dressed. And not only fully dressed, but you better come in there with having the right stuff too in your hand. Don't come in there empty-handed. See? Then you got to do some certain things for the place, for those things, for yourself and all. God will let them know that. Why did God give them that discipline? So I don't have to do like I did this time with your two brothers up here. Okay? I don't take no pleasure in having to do that, but y'all got to learn a lesson. See? And sometimes the only way that we can learn a lesson is through some tragic thing that happens. So it says after the death, God said, just a good time to let you know who you're dealing with. You know? And that's why I tell folks, our God don't play. He will kill you. See? You know? God said, while he continued on setting rules, he set some more rules for them. Go to Leviticus 17 and start reading at the 10th verse of Leviticus 17. God getting us straight on a lot of stuff now. Because they used to being over there in Egypt doing a whole lot of stuff. See? But we over here do it like that. But we do it. I don't care what you're doing right now. I'm gonna let you know that. All right, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do stuff different now. All right, read.
When someone from the community of Israel,
You read 17:10?
yeah, or one of the foreigners living with you eats any kind of blood, I will set myself against that person.
Now notice this, dear folks. Did you get this?
Yeah.
We didn't have to wait till Mashiach time came and all of that. God was interested in the stranger then. God was interested in the other nations there being saved. He says, if anybody that's an Israelite or a stranger,
You should be claims that other sheep that's not up this fold, them I must bring also.
there you go. Because that's where God have always been.
God so loved the world.
A mixed multitude came out. See? Then these Hebrew Israelites that come along and talking about only just that one, just one God. No, God, you know, we're not even thinking. And that's why I asked the guy, I said, wait a minute, what you talking about? If the Kohanim was appointed to be the bringer nears for Israel, then God said that all Israel is to be a Kohanim, a bringer near to who? Then God must be interested in only more than just Israel coming to him.
Right.
See, so here God is letting them know that, hey, you can't come up with this stuff. What Christians got now, that's what they got now. They got this, there's a different rule. Well, there's a rule for the Christians, and then there's a rule for the for Israel. No, it's not. The rules is the same. See? That's what God said here. Read that again.
Okay.
He said, whatever. Tenth verse.
Yeah. When someone from the community of
When
Israel,
someone comes from the community, that means Israelite.
right,
Israel.
one of the foreigners living with you,
Or one of the foreigners or strangers, or one that ain't native Israelite.
right,
Aliens. Mine say aliens.
All right.
eats any kind of blood, I will set myself against that person.
Woo! What? It's bad enough you done told us you can't eat certain stuff. Now you're gonna tell me something. Now you got another rule now.
So, you mean, no steak wrap.
There you go.
Right.
Some of them people run around and holler about, hey, only way I eat my steak is, man, hey, they just throw it on one side and warm it up and pop it on the other side and warm it up again, and I'm ready to munch down. See, when I was eating basar, when I was eating flesh, they had to get that bad boy. Had to get that bad boy good.
They like to see some kind of red.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. See, hey, someone had the blood running out of it. God said, I won't set myself against you. Whether you're an Israelite, whether you're a natural born Israelite, or you a stranger that's running along with us and want to be a part with us. That rule go for all of you. See, that's what we're talking about. When God starts setting these rules, that rule go for all.
Yeah.
You know, no special rule for somebody else. No, that don't work. And the adopted son is just like the natural son.
Amen.
And the same rules go for both.
That's right.
Okay? Read on.
Okay. For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you on the altar to make atonement for yourself. For it is the blood that makes atonement because of the life. This is why I told the people of Israel, none of you is to eat blood, nor if any foreigner living with you to eat blood.
All right. Same rules. God said, I'm making rules and regulations. I'm disciplined. Hey, I don't discipline my children different. Because you're an adopted son, but hey, I'm going to discipline you different. Now, my natural son, I'm going to discipline them. No. The same discipline goes for both.
Both. Yeah.
And God said, if you do it, you eat it, and I won't set myself against you. Therefore, we don't want God setting us like this.
Oh.
And I just think about how they used to have what they call them blood pies. Anybody ever heard about them?
I heard of it, but I don't know.
Any of y'all ever ate any?
I have. I heard of them.
And I see one cook that I would not eat.
You would eat it up.
No, my grandpa took a cow and gutted him, whatever, and they literally took his blood in a pot and they cooked it on the stove till it became a pudding, and then they set it on the table. I said, no way, Jose.
I can't, why do you call it a blood pie when it's not
Because
sweet?
it's made out of blood.
Right, but it's not sweet.
They call it a pie because it's kind of like pudding. It thickens up like a Cool Whip.
It thickens up.
Thickens up.
But they probably
It just looks like a brown gravy when you get
Put it in.
but it's made out of blood.
Right.
Yeah, I remember talking about it, but I don't remember ever eating it.
But we had it, because I ate it.
Okay,
Is it good?
They're good.
Oh,
To a heathen, it's good. It's good.
So did they put some sugar in it or what?
No, Mason.
They put,
That's just like they call it a blood
sauce.
sauce.
Onion and
It's like
celery.
how they
and
put
it
sweet
made it a
in it.
flavor on.
Oh.
But it wasn't sugar, but it was thick, like a pudding.
They
It's
just call
like
it a
it's
pie.
just like a
It's
brown
blood
gravy.
now, but it's made from blood.
They call it pie because most of them is in a round plate. Around
I remember.
That's just the name of it. It got
That's
to do with the pie being sweet.
That's just like deviled egg, Mason.
Huh?
A deviled egg
Well, yeah, right.
is not a devil.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
Remember when you first heard it, you wouldn't.
But you're right. But the blood pie is made like that, you know. But it's like you said, a pie, you know, or something like that. But it is made with blood.
Right. Mommy said, that's the first thing you think. Mommy said, blood pie. So,
Blood pie. Blood.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like if you say cake, you
Right,
cake can be
right.
sweet.
Sound
Right.
like gravy, like, tastes like
It's gravy, that's all
It's
it
gravy,
is.
tastes like
When they
blood.
think it's up, they serve it, it's just like a brown gravy.
If you don't know, baby, it tastes good.
Well, that's true. That's true. If you don't know, but
If you got crust on the bottom of it,
No, it ain't got the crust, it's the, what it is they put the onion, they saute your onion and stuff like that, and celery, and you mix it in with that blood and just let it get seasoned. They season up, and they add your meat to it, and
It don't taste like blood.
it's good. You don't taste like blood. You don't taste like blood.
Oh, yeah.
I was just a heathen.
but
Oh, hey, you,
whether it tastes, here's the thing, don't
whether you're right.
whether it tastes good or whether it tastes bad, it's not the issue.
Right.
It's not the issue because let me tell you something.
A ham.
That ham never tastes bad to me.
that's what I was saying, hey, appreciate the blood pie, but hey, yes, I'll eat the pork chop.
right. Did it ever taste bad to
I
you?
was a heathen too.
Did the pork chop ever taste bad to you?
No.
Even some people say about the smell of it. Smell always smells good to me. That pork chop has this sweet smell to it. God said that you're not to do those things. And it just shows you how man can do things.
Against God.
We just automatically do things again. Just like I see it right now. The number one seafood that one eat is catfish.
What's shrimp? Nice catfish.
Number one fish that you have one. Now, almost all these places, seafood places and everything you go to, that's catfish.
All fish.
I said, well, you ain't got it. No, we got catfish.
That's bones working. You shrimp.
All these things are against what Yah says set forth. See, cannot follow those things. So that's what he said here. Read on to the
It's
16th verse.
I'm reading 13.
Okay.
When someone from the community of Israel or one of the foreigners living with you hunts and catches game, whether animal or bird, that they may be eaten, he is to pour out its blood and cover it with earth. For the life of every creature is its blood, is its life. Therefore I said to the people of Israel, you are not to eat the blood of any creature, because the life of every creature is its blood. Whosoever eats it will be cut off.
All right. Will be cut off. So therefore, this is where you have to know how to properly kill them.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you don't know how to properly kill it and butcher it, then you can still mess up. Therefore, you have to take that animal and stuff in there, and even if you do catch it on there, and have to take it and cut it the right certain way and all that, and let it bleed out properly. Because if you don't, and everything there, and eating that, and that, because that blood stuff, if you don't let it bleed out right and everything, that blood stuff get all in those muscles and get all in there, and you still in trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
See, God deals in all these things. People just think it's just only spiritual things, I notice y'all talking about different other things. God is letting you know all these things are. Why? Because all these disciplines is for us. Because in a lot of blood and everything, there's a lot of diseases and stuff that goes along with that and everything there, and you'll be coping that stuff down. So he said that even if you go out hunting and everything, that you better know how to slaughter it right and properly. If you don't do that there, that's doing it too. Yes.
What it says cover it. I guess you must got to dig a hole or something to put it in and cover it up.
Yes. Yeah.
And then,
Blood stinks and everything and draws stuff and everything too. So you have to,
and the cut off. What does that mean by cut off? You cut off from the people or
They'll
killed?
die.
That means you'll die.
They'll die.
Usually say within a year.
Yeah, and that cutoff means that God will cut you off. In other words, you won't live to get on old age. And they usually say within a year, you'll be dead.
You know, they say a lot of the seafood, you know, that we eat, the good seafood that we eat, they say a lot of it is contaminated because the people that's eating up all of the fish that clean the ocean, they eating it all up.
Yeah.
Oh, the scavengers.
Yeah.
They eating up all the scavenger fish.
I told you, we are one of our best, worst enemies.
Yeah.
See? We done contaminated everything, the air, the water, the land.
Yeah.
Now you get the land messed up. It's bad enough that God had to curse it for man's sake, and now we add to it. God's about to turn all this stuff around and get all this thing under control. See? And we in bad shape on this. Did you read to the 16th verse?
No.
Okay.
Anyone eating an animal that dies naturally or is torn to death by a wild animal, whether it is citizen or a foreigner, he is to wash his clothes and bathe himself in water. He will be unclean until evening, and he will be clean. But if he doesn't wash them or bathe his body, he will bear the consequences of his wrongdoing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
See, you're going to cost an animal over there. You don't know what it is there for. Oh, look at the Lord and bless you. Go out there and get that thing, get all that blood all on you. And that thing is all disease and everything. And you all on the body there. And you come back in there and all, you frying him all up and doing all that there. And bathe yourself and all that there. And guess what? They set down to a good disease meal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what one guy make his living
Yeah.
do. He don't look good.
So God set rules and regulations, disciplines for us. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm interested in your body. You folks run around and how much God ain't interested in his body. Yes, he is. Because God knows if your body ain't doing right and everything there, your mind ain't going to be in the right ones either. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You aching and hurting and all that stuff. Hey. So God is telling us, don't do those things. Eat. So he let you know. So that's what I'm saying. And that's what I tell you. Discipline is always a restriction. When you discipline your child, you tell your child, don't do that. Don't mess with that. Jane? Yeah.
I was telling that brother over there that he has a friend. And every time they go out and they see his friend sees an animal, whether it's laying on the road or what, he picks it up and cooks it.
What?
And I tell brother, I say, hey, don't have nothing to do with that though. Leave that guy alone. Just get away from him. He's not eating it. Because this is his friend. People, oh, they're my friend. You say, okay. So apparently, and I hope that he separated himself from that friend because, you don't want to be with that. That's why you have a lot of diseases over there now.
That's right.
It does that.
That's right. You don't know what animal killed it or mauled it and everything there, and what animal, and the disease that animal had and everything there. And then you gonna go along and eat that and all that there, and that disease and all that stuff and got all in the body and all that. And
What's that one that make you go mad? What do you call it? Man?
Rabies.
Rabies.
yeah,
They have rabies and then you go.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So God deals with rules and regulations. God deals with discipline and everything now for our good. But we thinking, oh, I'm free. I ain't got to do it. I eat what I want to eat, and all I got to do is just pray over it.
Just pray.
I want to do Christians, some tough folk, boy. They just pray over it. But God said, the stranger offer, you do that, I'm going to set myself against you. A lot of them Christians, everything, they'll run around there, man, and like I said, blood coming out of it. If it ain't coming out of it, they go, oh, no, you overcooked mine. Take it back. I've had someone do that there. Take it. Look over there at me because I laughed because I had mine real good and everything. Oh, no. Man, how you eat that little burn up stuff? Man, this is what you're supposed to eat. You cut across the water and blood to roll all out of it and all that. I did man, this is good. Now, I don't know whether or not it tastes good and all those things. It's the problem with me because God said, don't do it. See, so when he told me it would taste good and all that, I couldn't argue with him on that time. I just said, all I know is God said, don't do it. See? But, it's like I said, to me, the ham never stopped tasting good.
But you don't eat it now.
I don't eat it now because God said don't do it.
That's right.
See? And I found out later on through science, it's bad for you. That pork and that stuff is bad for you.
Amen.
See, so God gave us that discipline, and God gave us those things for our own good. Just like I was telling you, one of our young men here, little baby, he's much younger than that. We was up here, and he was messing with that little socket there. I didn't have no protectors on it there, and he was there messing with it. He's down there going to so first I hollered at him, hey, get away from it, don't be bothering that there. And he jumped for a little while and saw it wasn't under his pants. It was just me,
Oh, you was on.
So next thing I know, I was kind of going to do what I was doing. Next thing I know, he's back there. And he looked back to see where I was at. Oh, sneak.
It's time to get shot.
Yeah. So next time, next time I saw him over there, I didn't say anything to him. I just let him give him a pop. Oh, wow! Nah, was I doing it because I wanted to hurt him and all those things?
No, so it wouldn't get hurt.
That's exactly right. That discipline was for you wouldn't get hurt. Fool, I mess with that thing, sticking that thing in that socket there, and you get shot and then lay it out there.
Well, he tried to warn him. The other one worked out.
And he did. Show how smart kids is. He did pretty good there, because I just walked in there one time, and everything there. I know I didn't hurt him that bad, and just more shocked him than everything there. But boy, time his mama coming there, man. Oh man, you should have saw him, boy. He put on that, boy. He just fell all out like I done killed him, boy.
Yeah, he know what his mama, he expected his mama to do, but it didn't work.
No.
It didn't work.
Someone said it would let stuck that thing in there.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, I couldn't do that.
No, I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do that.
He might have got survived.
I rather did what I did.
Yeah.
See?
That's it.
Some people just go to the burn the heart, man. I told you.
Yeah. 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 Some things you can know, but I didn't want to take a chance with that. There are some things sometimes you have to let them, learn the hard way, on some things, but some things you got to do. You got to use wisdom on that. So I decided that worked good enough. When you want to put on that big show, boy, in front of his mama there, and she didn't go for it, because I had already told her. I said, oh, oh, you gonna, I said, well, I'm gonna give you something hard one night, you gonna put on this show. He dried that up quick.
That's smart.
That was smart. That was smart, because I was getting ready to really tan him up through the day. He gonna fall out like I done killed him. And all he would do was just for her, but she didn't. And that's how we have to learn too. And that's why I tell husband and wife, whatever you do that, you can't do that. You can't rush your. Did God do that there with Aaron? Do y'all remember what God did with Aaron when his two sons was out there?
Yeah.
What did God do?
Yeah.
What did he tell Moshe to do?
Don't you even cry for them boys.
That's exactly right.
His own son. Don't you cry for me.
Yeah.
Now hush it up.
See, it wasn't the fact that him crying on it. It was a point of him showing that sympathy and that empathy and stuff like that. That would have messed up the whole discipline situation. If she'd have, oh, my baby, look at me, hey, that would have just messed it up.
You would have been able to do.
See, right.
From then on.
See? And so God used that same method in those things there. And so God said, tell them, if they don't listen to you and all those things there, if they eat of that, do that there, I'm going to turn against them. And you don't want God turning against you. No. See? Because ain't nothing nobody can do. Ain't nothing nobody can do. Moshe couldn't do nothing about it. Aaron couldn't do nothing about it. Couldn't nobody do nothing about it. Because God done charcoaled them boys. See? And so he said, heed my rules. Heed my, leave that blood alone. Don't be eating them blood pies. Don't be eating that rare stuff and all that stuff. No. You got to have your basar, your flesh and everything. Make sure it's well cooked. See? Properly drained and those things there to get all the blood out and those things, and then properly cooked. Then are you in line with what y'all have said? We go to the book of Leviticus, the 18th chapter. And God, while God doing, while God is laying it on them now. He said, now that I got your attention, I'm gonna lay a whole. See?
Well, they was more apt to take heed then.
Oh, yeah, right, that's it. That's the time that you want to do it, right at that. See? Because sometimes, children don't think he won't do it unto them. So sometimes you have to do it to get their attention. Because I don't think I had never really got him like that. So I just almost kind of just, so he didn't really know. But now he know what I run. I didn't have no trouble out of him no more. I just say, he get his act together, see? Because he remembered that help, see? And so God is taking advantage of this here with Israel here and say, okay, by the way, while I got your attention and all these things here, I want you to learn some other things. Go to Leviticus 18 and we're going to start reading the first verse there.
Adonai said to Moshe, speak to the people of Israel, tell them, if I am Adonai your God, you are not to engage in the activities found in the land of Egypt, where you used to live. And you are not to engage in the effective activities found in the land of Canaan, where I am bringing you. Nor are you to live by their laws. You are to obey my rulings and laws and live accordingly.
Now notice it. God said, don't, and this is where I get that whole thing from when people come over here and they'll say, well, we did it like that over yonder stuff and all that. Don't come bring me what y'all did over yonder. And I'm going to definitely say that. Don't come bring me, well, that's what we did in Egypt. God said, don't be bringing that to me. And not only I don't want you bringing that stuff that you did in Egypt with you and performing, but where you're going to, I don't want you picking up that stuff here either.
Amen.
I got rules and regulations. I got laws, and that's what I want you to obey. Don't come tell me when everybody else is doing it. They are.
Yep.
Just because everybody else is doing it and all that stuff, don't mean that it's right.
That's right.
Amen. Not pleasing him.
So he letting us know, if you're going to be Israelites, you're going to be those and that, and you got to understand, you got to obey my laws, or you'll remedy two boys. I'm the same guy. I brought discipline on them, and hey, that whole chapter, we ain't going to read that whole thing because we're going down, move on down, but there's certain things I want to point out here. Go to Leviticus 18:19. Here's some more restrictions and some more discipline that God placed on them.
You are not to approach a woman in order to have sexual relations with her when she is unclean.
Oh! You done got all in my business now. You done got into my marriage. What me and my wife do, that's our business. You ain't got no business telling me what, hey, I told you, God getting everything. He said, when she in that near dog, leave her alone. I don't care what you think and what you like, all that. Leave her alone. Yes.
Well, what about that scripture in New Testament that says that the bed is undefiled? They say the bed is undefiled and we can do anything, but we're married.
I'm telling you. See, that's what I'm saying. Once again, if we take the context of what Paul is talking about, we take it in our own perspective of what people do, that's where they mess up. Because if you don't know the culture of what he's saying there, you get yourself all mixed all up.
Amen.
You get yourself all messed all up.
All right.
Okay? He was talking about the point of fornication, saying had nothing to do with what God is talking about here. This talking about whether you married or not. This talking about a married man here. See? Said a married man. And her nidda, leave her alone. I don't care whether you married to her or not. But that's my wife, I don't care. Leave her alone. And if you don't, I'll take care of it. I got something for you. I'm here to tell you, you ain't gonna die. You'll survive. See? Therefore, God says, these are my ruling, these are my regulations. See? This is my discipline to you, to keep you, to make you a certain people. Not like other folks. There are other people in other lands and everything that they wait till that time to do it. I've heard guys you brag about, the best guy. They got all kind of ideas to say, yeah. God said, leave her alone. And that's what I do. Obey God.
Amen.
Even above my feelings of what's my right. Hey,
You have to wait, man.
you got this what you have to do. That's right. Why? See? Because these are the disciplines, Just like my mother told me, she had a discipline, be in the house by 10 o'clock. I thought that was a terrible thing. You might have age limits down for your children. They naturally acted and all things, but you know why you got it for them. That's right. It was to keep us safe because a lot of guys get in trouble after a certain amount of time. They don't prove that by what you call them. And scientifically, after a certain age, after a certain time and everything there, bad things happen. Read on to the 22nd verse.
She is unclean from her time of midday. You are not to go to bed with your neighbor's wife and thus become unclean with her. You are not to let any of your children be sacrificed to Molech, thereby profaning the name of your God. I am Adonai. You are not to go to bed with a man as with a woman.
Oh,
Oh, no.
oh,
You touched it wrong.
It is an abomination.
oh, oh. I'm just saying what God said it is.
Mhm.
They can't stop me from saying that. He said, I don't care whether they make it lawful or not. I don't care whether they make it a lawful or not. Say they legally married or not. That's the other thing over there. I don't care what they say all that there. God says it's an abomination. And that's what I carry. God said for us, we're not to do that. And that's vice versa too. I was talking to one person there, and she said, well, it don't say nothing about no women. It just said to me.
Talking about you too.
See, what did it say? Read
It
again.
says, you are not to go to bed with a man as with a woman. It is an abomination. You are not to have sexual relations with any kind of notice. That's the, okay. That's the 22nd verse.
Yeah, right.
Any kind of animal, and thus become unclean with it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, but right in there, it don't say it. So she was saying, point out, see, it ain't said nothing about no woman with a woman. It said the man ain't supposed to lay down with another man like a woman. But it said nothing about the woman and woman.
Well, if you continue on, it'll tell you about the woman.
But you see, but God is consistent in all the things that he said.
Mhm.
See, God is consistent in all the things that he said, and whether or not it says in that particular verse there, but there are other verses and there are other things that he makes it very clear.
Yeah,
See?
but man is in woman.
Of course. And so that, God ain't got to say that there. The whole thing is reversed. Whenever, you go made up there, and hey, something wrong here, see? This ain't said right. Yeah.
Can I read mine too in this Hebrew root?
Oh, I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying what people say. Yeah, you read that and then we'll move.
Okay, just briefly. It said on 24, he said, you shall not defile yourself at all. And you shall not give yourself semen with any animal for uncleanness with you. And a woman shall not stand before an animal to lie down with it. It is a shameful mix.
Right, exactly, right. And these are some of the things that we're going to go to those things here. These are some of the things that the nations that did. And but I'm just saying that particular verse right there and those things there, she was just trying to make a point there, that it didn't say that woman couldn't live with a woman and all those things, which definitely there in other scriptures it is clear that that's not true. But just because it don't say it right there, don't mean that it's not in some other places there, because God repeated that again in some of the other laws.
Right.
So people, that's what I'm trying to say. People are trying to take advantage of every situation that they can, see, to justify their actions. See, on that end there. But here we go now, start reading the 23rd verse there through the 30th, and it's going to tell you to separate ourselves and don't do the practices of the nations, because the nations will do all kinds of stuff. They do all, and that's what I'm saying. We got to get away from those. But everybody else is doing it. They done did this, and they done legalize it. Just because they done legalize stuff don't mean that it's right in God's eyes.
That's right. That's right.
See? Read on.
You are not to have sexual relation with any kind of animal, and thus become unclean with it.
Boy, yeah. I mean, hey, we got some women and stuff, boy, hey. You mess with that dog, but you gonna get trouble over there, Jack.
That's right.
See,
Pig is 92.
pig. Well, it says any animal.
Right.
You ain't supposed to do that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I know it used to be sheep for the guys, you know, and all those things. Yeah, you ain't supposed to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So, read on.
Nor is any woman to present herself to an animal to have sexual relation with it. It is perversion.
Mm-hmm.
Do not make yourself unclean to any of these things, because all the nations which I am expelling ahead of you are defiled with them. The land has become unclean, and this is why I am punishing it. The land itself will vomit out its inhabitants. But you are to keep my laws and rulings, and not engage in any of these disgusting practices. Neither the citizens nor the foreigners in with you.
Now notice here, God said we ain't supposed to pick up these habits. We ain't supposed to pick up these things. We're not supposed to follow these things that these nations are doing. That people thought of that. Well, they do it over here. Oh, so they do it like that. And so don't make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids get that bad. Well, everybody. A lot of folks breaking the Sabbath too and ain't doing what they're supposed to do. They're going to church on Sunday too. You gonna start doing that because of that? See? It's funny how we are catered to those things there. But when God says certain things and all those things there, that's what it's talking about. And we start adapting to those things there. God said that I didn't like the nations that do it, and I ain't gonna like you. Don't take it because it's the thing that I don't like. It ain't the nations. See? It ain't the goyim that I don't like. It's the thing that the goyims do and tie themselves to that I don't like. And if you do the same thing, I ain't gonna like you either. Therefore, you got to get yourself together. We were just talking about that the other day about the staying off the weed, and we was talking about how the weed. They just caught one of the guys from one of the good basketball players that was on the team and everything there. He had weed. Just got a big contract. There's something about that weed. I don't care what nobody says. There's something about that weed that just.
It has a good purpose and it has a bad purpose. It's like wine. You can take a little wine for your stomach, but too much wine will make you drunk.
Yeah, but if your contract says you shouldn't be smoking that weed, you shouldn't be smoking.
At all. Right. If you want that money,
Right.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So people say that it's not habit forming, but why would you turn down why would you jeopardize a $15 million contract over some weed? If it ain't.
It ain't gonna help him, no.
Yeah.
He thought he could get away with it. He had that much money, he could buy a whole lot more weed.
yeah. That's crazy. You could have got it. When you got a contract first, if you're gonna do something, go do it somewhere else. Go to Cambodia somewhere.
Somebody seen him, man.
Yeah, he got caught with it.
Shoot, with a contract like that, just leave the stuff alone.
Here's the thing over here. Here's what I'm saying. See, people get this thing mixed all up. That's what I'm trying to say. And it go for the church too and all those things. And it go for God's people too. Yeah. I've had people come over there. Now that they don't legalize it now, is it all right for me to do it? because a man, I said, just because man legalized it don't mean that, hey. And it's the same thing with the contract. Just because man, but that owner said, I don't want you, my team, using that stuff.
Mhm.
He has a right. Just like your job that you work on. They have a right to tell you, I don't want you coming and smoking that.
You can't smoke marijuana.
That's a safety
You
hazard.
can't smoke marijuana out there. Like, it's not legal to do that. Only legal if you get a doctor's excuse or note that you can have that for municipal purposes. That's it. You can't go out there and just start smoking.
But you can't smoke and go to work though.
No, you can't.
That's the point of it is, even if you get a voucher and those things there and all that there, if the owner of the team said, I don't want you using it,
You got
this contract is void and null.
And not only that, he messed the team up smoking that stuff.
See?
Crazy.
So now all I'm saying is that we just don't get those things mixed all up.
Hey, that's right. Don't get it mixed up.
And that's what God was telling him. The nation that you're going to, just because everybody's doing it and it's legal to do it and all that, don't mean that it's right according to my laws. I'm telling you, don't follow their ways. Don't do like them. I don't care whether they legalize it or not. No, you did it when it was illegal. Now, dear folks, we'll say, but God said, I don't want you being like the other nations. I don't want you being like the other thing. I don't care what the situation is. You follow my laws, not the laws of the.
I guess he was celebrating, that big money he was gonna get.
Last time. Last time.
That he was going to get, he didn't get.
Right.
So, dear folks, if you don't do those things there, hey, you miss out. But you know, they tell me that, well, it's not happening for them. Somebody got to go for you to miss out on a contract like that there, you know. And those.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them just foolish, they thought they can get by with it.
Some of us don't like restrictions either. Some of us don't like discipline. You tell me something I can't do, and I'm determined to do it. So, whether it's good for you or not, just like children. You guys a young man. He's a young man. He ain't all saying that. But you got to know how to do those things. Yeah. And if you don't, it'll follow through on it. Here's a point that if we want to deal with God, it's summed up, and we go to. Did you read to the 30th verse?
No, I didn't.
Okay, read on.
Okay. 27 verse 9.
Okay.
For the people of the land have committed all these abominations.
See, the people of the land that commit it was legal. Yeah, it's right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When they went down to Egypt and everything there, if you had a wife and everything there, that's why Abraham had to lie about it. Hey, had to kind of stretch the truth a little bit about it by himself today. Because, hey, they kill him and take his pretty wife. That was their rules and regulations. But, hey, you say, all right, can't go along with that. See? You got to let that stuff go. You got me doing that. Because, your wife is pretty as my wife. I'm going to kill you and take your pretty wife.
What you gonna do about your wife? She don't accept
She ain't got no say so.
He in the say so. Women in the say so thing.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, better make your wife ugly before you go in.
Somebody might take your wife. Hey. Oh. Come on down here, brother. I got something for you today. Hey,
They say they're throwing that ugly weed.
Oh, Lord. Really?
So we got
I can't believe it.
here are the things that God was saying. Just because they said, don't do it. Read on.
And the land is not defiled. If you make the land unclean, it will vomit you out too. Just as it is vomiting out the nation that was there before you.
And this is the thing that really upsets me, and this is what really gets me about these Hebrew Israelite brothers and stuff over there hollering about that. The Acharei Jews kicked us out the land. And no, they didn't. It's because you didn't do what God said for us to do here. We didn't we didn't hold to the law. We went right over there and started doing what they did, started liking it and all those things there. And God said the land gonna vomit you out, not the Khazari Jews. And they blamed them. They would go on and took our land and kicked us out. No, they didn't. You was well gone before there was. Why? Because God told us way back then, you don't follow after those things, the land is going, you want to follow the land, and it's going to kick you out.
He said the land gonna kick him out. He didn't say he had to do nothing.
Therefore, he said, therefore your house is left unto you desolate.
That's it.
They said, his blood got us in on it. His blood be on us and our children. What did they say that for?
There's a whole generation.
What did they say that for?
Yeah.
Got us messed all up in there. It's bad, boy, to get in there. You can't blame that on the Jews. You can't blame that on the Romans.
Yeah. We
You
all.
can't blame that on them. They didn't say that. They never heard of that.
I heard some crazy people say that. But you know, well, my mom agreed. Hey, what you doing swearing on your mother's remains? I said, that's crazy. Cursing yourself.
Go to Matthew 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to wrap this up for today. Matthew 7. And get an understanding of what it's going to take to be the Yah.
Mm-hmm. Matthew 7.
This is one of the reasons why, as I said before, we have the immersion class here. And I hope that we all are taking advantage of it. See? Because if you don't take advantage of it, you're still going to lose out. See? God has a lot of rulings and God has a lot of sins and a lot of things that you need to know about and everything before you go jump into this here, because you think that you're ready for it and you ain't. And if your mind ain't set for it, you're just going to be like them two boys. Their minds were totally set, even though they went through this whole consecration. And still yet, they wasn't ready. Because they wasn't totally converted. They wasn't totally in on what. Matthew 7, starting at the 13th verse.
Okay. 13. Go in through the narrow gate.
Go in through the narrow gate. Now, what makes this gate narrow? All the discipline that goes along with it.
Right.
That's what makes it narrow. A narrow gate, when you make something narrow, you can carry a whole lot of stuff in there. You got to shell off a whole lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, that's the way they did it. They had certain gates that you had to go through. There was a narrow gate there and everything, and the enemies and stuff had to go through that. And so to make sure that you ain't coming in and bringing in some wrong stuff or anything, you had to strip down to a whole lot of stuff. Calvin had to get down on his knees and all that stuff and to get through that gate. That was a protection. That was restricted. So if you came here overloaded with a whole lot of stuff and trying to get through that, you couldn't make it. And the only way that you could make it, you had to shed all that stuff out. So he said, enter in at the narrow gate.
Go in through the narrow gate, for the gate that leads to destruction is wide, and the road broad, and many travel it. But it is a narrow gate and a hard road that lead to life, and only the few find it.
Only the few. Only the few. Only those that are willing to share off all that stuff. Get rid of all that stuff. Because that's what it's going to take them. That's what it's going to take. Get it? Yes.
I used to think that this was something Yeshua said, but actually he was, if you go to that 12th verse, he said that this is from the prophets. He says, therefore, all these things which you desire that men would do, also you should do them, for this is the Torah and the prophets. And then he go on to say, enter to the narrow gate.
Yeah. And that's what I'm telling you today.
Mm-hmm.
The narrow gate is all the stuff that I just got to tell you about.
Right, correct.
That's what makes it narrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
All the restrictions, all of the discipline that goes along with it, that's what makes it a narrow gate.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you can't bring all that stuff in there.
Can't bring it in.
You want to bring that stuff, you don't want to eat whatever you want to eat. Go to your wife anytime you want to. All these subjects that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Coming there to the holies of holy anytime you want to. No, you can't do that. In closing for today, y'all want us to know he is not to be taken lightly or played with. Lead us along.
Amen.
Because our God is nothing to play with.
He will kill you.
He will kill you. She was, well, I don't sound like God. I want to go. You're in the wrong house. See?
Let's look at the news. How many people didn't find themselves worthy this year? Bunch of.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, a lot of.
He said, reverence my Sabbath, and otherwise, you won't take it easy on us. So God puts discipline up on us for our own good. That's the point I want you to see. And we just look at it just a restriction and all that. No, it is for our good. And some of those things because God don't want to break out on us. This is our parable for Parashah for this week here. Therefore, let us learn. Remember, these rules and regulations is for all of them. Whether you're natural Israel, or you're of another nation, or you're a stranger, all that. Hey, all rules go for all of them. You don't get no special rule card, but I'm a Gentile. I get no. It's all the same. Therefore, let us obey God that it might be well with us. And as our oath is, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget Jerusalem, let my right hand give a tongue. If I not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Psalm 137, verses 5 and 6. Shalom, shalom for now.